Thank you for coming out this morning. We are a bit of a smaller crowd than a year ago, but we're mightier than that crowd. They were toothless. No, I'm just kidding. But it's good to have you here with us. As I was driving in, and I drove past two of our credit union facilities, I thought, there would be other members, other staff here, except we're still open for business today on Saturday morning. So those facilities are staffed, and they're working hard, and we're drinking coffee and eating brunch. So we just welcome you. We're grateful that you've taken time out of your day. It's a Saturday morning. I've already spoken with people who said, are we going to be out of here by 12:30? I said, we're going to be out of here by 11:40. So you need not worry about that. I know you've got other things. Kids have softball and all kinds of things that are going on. So we are, again, appreciative of your taking a few minutes out of your time to be here with us. At this point in time, there's a long story when I call on Lori to do the roll call. We're not going to do any of that this morning because we're going to try and keep everybody on time. So Lori is the secretary of the board, and if you'll come and do the roll call of the directors who are here, and then get into presentation of last year's minutes from this meeting only, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, if you were here last year, you know about the little story with me and Howard. So he still does it every board meeting. So, all right. So I'm Lori Stokes. I'm the secretary for the board, and I am going to do the roll call. So we'll start with Howard Taylor. He's of course here. Brenda Lyon. Here. And Dennis Fletcher. Here. And me, Lori Stokes. I'm here. Dave Cushing. Here. Thought I saw him. Louis Dean Holloway Moore. Here. Rico Jackson. Is he here? Okay, all right. Stephen Lewis. Here. Talk to him. Matt Oatley. Here. Okay, thought I saw him. Anthony Rich. Not here. Okay, and James Winderman. Here. All right. Hi, James. Okay, so we have a quorum. So thank you for that. I will do next I will ask for a motion to approve the minutes from last year, April 15th, 2023. Can I have a motion? All right, Dave. All right, thank you. And then can I have a second? All right, James, thank you so much. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. The motion passes. I appreciate all of you.
I don't know who put that agenda together, but sorry, I wasn't paying attention. And it might have been me.
Eating your pastries?
Yeah, no. Excuse me. So, as Lori said, thank you all for being here. I'm Tim Plasto. I get the honor of kind of taking on our scholarship committee every year. This is the fifth time that we have awarded $10,000 worth in scholarships to 4 CSE participants. Thank you to the board for authorizing that again this year. And this year we had 23 applicants put together a 1 to 2 minute video addressing the following prompt. Put together a creative, engaging 1 to 2 minute video that dives into the unique ways different generations approach and utilize money. What can be learned from each generation? How will the next generation expect to use technology when it comes to their money in the future? So again, of the 23 submissions that we had, we narrowed that down to 4. We have a few people that were on that committee in attendance today, so thank you for your efforts. And our scholarship committee scored submissions based on a scoring rubric with 4 main judging criteria, and we're happy to officially announce those 4 winners here today. 3 of the winners are away or had prior commitments this morning. We do have one over in the corner. I will not point to Micah, but I'll just hand gesture your direction. But let's start with the 3 who are not here today. So.
Ethan, a soon-to-be high school graduate, stands on the cusp of financial independence. With a piggy bank in one hand and a smartphone in the other, he embodies the crossroads of generational money habits. His grandparents taught him the art of saving every penny. They would say, "A penny saved is a penny earned." His grandparents managed their nest egg by leveraging a Canton School employee's Federal Credit Union Standard Savings Account to make deposits and withdrawals. His parents are creatures of credit and calculated risk. They coordinate with a CSE specialist to juggle mortgages, education funds, and retirement accounts, showing Ethan that money can be a tool for growth if managed wisely. But Ethan is different. He's intrigued by the ease of using CSE's online banking and dreams of a future where his phone handles all his financial needs, from securing a new CSE auto loan to making loan payments and paying bills. Yet, Ethan faces a dilemma. He's eager to embrace the financial technology of his generation, but wants to ensure he doesn't miss out on the wisdom of the past. He realizes that to navigate his financial future successfully, he must blend the thriftiness of his grandparents with the savvy investment strategies of his parents. He starts by setting up CSE's service for text banking, managing his transactions like his grandparents would, but with the text commands on his screen. Next, he opens a money management account and a CSE IRA share account, guided by his parents' advice but executed through CSE advisors. Ethan's journey is a dance of balance, honoring the past while stepping confidently into the future. And as he learns, he can't help but wonder how financial institutions will continue to evolve to meet the needs of his technologically advanced generation. Dive deeper into CSE's many financial tools and see what the future holds for banking in a world where technology reigns supreme.
I opened my first account at CSE when I was pretty young, and that was mostly because my parents already banked there. I learned recently that my family has been banking at the credit union for 3 generations, so I decided to ask those generations a few questions about how they've managed their money.
Well, we didn't have a credit card till I know we were probably in our 60s.
I'm part of Gen X. I'm 54 years old, and I got my first ATM card when I was 18.
I got my first credit card when I was about 20 years old.
I was, I think, 20 or 21.
We didn't have the money to buy it, we just didn't buy it.
I don't want to do it online. I want to do it myself and have record of it.
I really like using a budgeting app that we have on our phone. It helps us keep track of our spending.
I do most of my banking online, including depositing checks, but I've been a little resistant to Apple Pay. My sister uses Apple Pay for almost everything.
I've been paying my bills online for years. I definitely prefer to do it that way.
Now I'd rather write a check or just go to the business and pay it.
I think future generations will use technology even more to handle their finances.
If you had something and it broke, you tried to fix it or get it fixed. Now they just throw things away and go out and buy something new. They don't think about fixing anything. Make do or do without.
Well, you heard Grandma. Thanks for joining me as we've learned from a couple different generations how they've managed their money over the years. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to go mend my favorite pair of shoes so I don't have to buy new ones.
In a world where time is marked not just by years, but by the unique ways we handle our finances, let's take a journey into the intriguing landscapes of money management across generations. Meet the baby boomers, the pioneers of the post-war era. Known for their disciplined saving habits and traditional approach to investments, they teach us the value of patience and long-term financial planning. Now enter Generation X, the pragmatic multitaskers. They experienced the rise of technology but remain cautious. Gen Xers showcase the importance of work-life balance and the resilience to navigate economic ups and downs. The millennials, the tech-savvy distributors. Embracing the gig economy, they show us the power of the side hustle and the desire for experiences over possessions. They have mastered the art of leveraging technology for financial empowerment. And here comes Generation Z, the digital natives. Raised in the era of smartphones and instant connectivity, they effortlessly integrate technology into every aspect of their lives. Gen Z teaches us the importance of financial literacy in a digital world. But what about the future? How will the next generation redefine money management? Picture a world where transactions are seamless, investments are decentralized, and financial education is gamified. The next generation envisions a future where technology is not just a tool, but an integral part of their financial journey. As we learn from each generation's unique approach to money, let's embrace the lessons of the past, the present, and the future. After all, the story of money is not just about numbers. It's about the values we carry and the legacy we leave behind.
The generational money matrix. What we will be covering today is unique ways generations approach and utilize money, what can be learned from each generation, and how will the next generation expect to use technology when it comes to their money in the future. First, we have the baby boomers. More than 50% of US wealth belongs to this generation. They are fiscally conventional. Cash is king, and they have the most disposable income. What we can learn from them is to avoid excessive debt. We are able to do this by finding a stable job and saving and investing our money. The next generation is Gen X. This generation accounts for 20% of the population. They are the largest spenders as they are the sandwich generation, bearing financial responsibilities between aging parents and millennial children. What we can learn from them: the value of a work-life balance and more remote work from home. After that, we have the millennials. This generation grew up with technology and gathering information on the internet. In turn, social media has contributed to their spending. They suffer from excessive college debt and value travel and experiences. What we learn from them is what we learn from technology. They have taught us to invest in social advancement and betterment. College is not the only option. The last generation we will talk about is Gen Z. This generation watched their parents suffer in the Great Depression in the early 2000s, and the millennials struggled to pay student loan debt. As a result, they are apprehensive about spending and more likely to save. Over 50% already have saving investments. What we learned from them is what we learned from social media. They have taught us that technology can be our friend, utilizing the internet to research financial planning and skill set. How will the next generation expect to use technology when it comes to their money in the future? With artificial intelligence and algorithms, information and decisions regarding finances will be at an even faster pace. The growth of cryptocurrencies and digital wallets coupled with app advancements will allow transactions to occur effortlessly. It will be essential for the next generation to understand the relationship of technology and money at an earlier age as time progresses.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for showing up today. We appreciate everybody trying to be participation of the credit union here. Part of the main part of a credit union is volunteers of the board. The board of directors of any credit union is a fundamental part of what makes credit unions different than other financial institutions. Volunteer leadership, democratic governance, cooperative ownership, and our not-for-profit motivation of helping people form the basics understandings of what a credit union is. Members had 3 opportunities to vote this year, as they have in the past. First, absentee ballots were available for members to request beginning March 1st, 2024. Second, there's 3 days of voting in each office, and that was between March 27th and the 29th. Third, voting was available to here today at the meeting before 10:30 today. Now on to the election. It is the duty of the nominating committee to appoint at least one candidate for each vacancy. The nominating committee was appointed by the chairman in a timely manner, and 5 candidates were nominated by the committee for 4 open spots of the board of directors. Then, pursuant to our bylaws, notice was given to the membership The nomination for the board of directors could also be made by petition to the nominating committee. The requirements for nomination by petition were provided to the membership. Petitions were also, for self-nomination, were due to the board of directors by February 16, 2024. As of the deadline, no one submitted petitions for nomination. This year, since the number of candidates nominated exceeds the number of seats available, an election was required. Votes cast this morning before the start of the meeting are being added as to the results from the other methods of voting. All votes submitted were maintained and tabulated by CU Ballot, the firm we contracted with to process our election. Final results of the voting will be available and provided to the chairman and to myself before the end of today's meeting. The bylaws stipulate that there will be no nominations from the floor when the number of nominees equals or exceeds the number of positions to be filled. As previously said, this year there are 4 positions available, each for a full 3-year term. There are 5 candidates that have been nominated. They're in accordance with our bylaws. There will be no nominations from the floor this morning. I'd like to recognize and thank the members of this year's nominating committee. They include Denny Flechter, Louistine Holly Moore, Stephen Lewis, Matthew Oatley, and myself, William Wittig. Please join me in thanking these individuals for their willingness to volunteer their service to the credit union. On behalf of the nominating committee, I would also like to thank the candidates for their interest in serving the credit union and their participation in this process. These candidates include David Cushing, Orico Jackson, Brenda Lyon, Christopher Pishek, and Howard Taylor. On behalf of the nominating committee, I'd like to all the members to take time to vote. I'd like to thank everybody that took the time to vote. The results of the election are currently being tabulated and will be given to you before the meeting's over. Thank you.
The chairman's report. You might have confused me in some of those other generations, but I am a baby boomer. A couple of quick things. First of all, let me just point out, and I'm going to ask him to stand. Almost all of us know who he is, but for 10 years, Millard Nivers served as chair of this board and was on, obviously before he served as chair, Millard, and he may regret it to this day, but played a role in my becoming a board member because he was a faculty member at Malone. I was working at Malone, and I had breakfast with him, and he said, "What's it like being on the board?" And he said, "Are you interested in being on the board?" and we had a great conversation, and he was the one who brought my name forward. So, Millard, if you'd stand, we appreciate all of your hard work for those 10 years. Millard is a terrific person. My wife hugged him and he said, I don't think I'm going to tell my wife that. So, and while speaking of my wife real quickly, all the conversation up here about debit cards, credit cards, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that Jill actually had a credit card stolen one time. And we didn't report it for 3 months because the crook spent less than Jill did. So, I'm still trying to think it through in retrospect, but at the moment it seemed like the prudent thing to do. So, 86 years young, and the faster I move toward that, the more I realize that it's a long time, and that's who we are as a credit union. And we are a member served, member-initiated, member-governed, and we are not the local bank, not to say anything bad about local banks, but I remember my dad, who was fairly elderly at the time when I first went on the board, and my mom and dad had been members of the credit union for decades. My mom was a cafeteria worker at Canton South High School. And so she, you know, and in those days there was Christmas Club and such, and we didn't have Christmas until we got that check from the credit union for Christmas Club. But so I said to my dad, I've been elected to the board. And Dad said, that's great. What does it pay? And I said, Dad, this isn't Chase or Huntington or anything like that. Board members don't get paid. And he said, oh, okay, well, it's great that you've been elected to the board where they don't make you, where they don't give you any money to serve. So anyway, let me offer a few comments here, and I think Denny, are you next? Do you follow me, or did Bill comes back? And we won't do any further introductions. Bill will come up, Denny will follow, etc. So while serving as chair of the board of directors at CSE Federal Credit Union, I've had the privilege this past year of working with a great group of volunteer board members and members of the senior management team. I can assure you they work together to ensure your credit union is relevant, responsive, and a vital part of our financial lives. 2023 was a challenging year, aren't they all anymore? Our community continued to deal with substantial rising costs of living, and this is the case with all of our CSE members. CSE is a federal credit union, also dealt with challenging financial situations as we struggled to grow at the pace we've become accustomed to, which is a pretty good clip, as my dad would say. And while the economic challenges were quite evident and in many cases continue to be, CSE had positioned itself very well in recent years to not only weather what we assumed would be a difficult year, but continue to grow in a number of key areas. And Bill and Denny will explain those key areas in particular as they get into some numbers. Believe me, not all credit unions our size were able to accomplish as much as we did this past year. We've continued to be intentional with strategic initiatives and efforts to be stronger and better prepared to meet the financial needs of the membership than ever before. We're not necessarily where we want to be, but by working together, the membership is better prepared to face the varied financial challenges that exist in our lives as members of CSE Federal Credit Union. Is that my phone buzzing? Not irritating to me, I'm sure it's not irritating to anyone else either. The role of the board of directors is to oversee the business practices, principles, or policies and procedures of the credit union and ensure the president and senior management team are serving the best interest of our entire membership. As a board of directors, we pride ourselves in being able to do just that. And as volunteers elected from the membership, the CSE board of directors represents a vested interest in the continued financial strength and success of CSE. This credit union, yours and my credit union, is well capitalized, financially sound, and continues to serve the membership well. Right, Ryan? Yes. Okay, there you go. You heard it from the Chief Financial Officer. Our leadership, beginning with President and Chief Executive Officer Bill Wittig, along with the senior management team, many of them down here in the front, are to be commended and thanked for another outstanding year. Now, as we move forward, you can be assured that CSE leadership will continue to craft new products and services to meet the needs of our membership. You can also be assured these products and services will be competitively priced and delivered to you, the member, in the most convenient ways possible. Our members have every reason to expect this from us. On behalf of the board of directors, I'd like to thank each of you, our loyal membership, for your continued support of the credit union. We're well aware of the fact that financial service delivery continues to change rapidly, and the financial services industry is crowded with numerous options for members. The board understands your credit union needs to be competitive to attract and retain your business. Our efforts toward digital transformation focused on convenience will continue. And while technology is critical to CSE's future success, we need to remember we are an organization of and for our membership. People are the reason for CSE's existence. Our commitment to fairness and respect of all persons is equally focused on our employees and members. Finally, I'd like to thank the board of directors for their work this past year and their dedication to the well-being of the credit union and thereby you, our members. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation on behalf of the board and the membership to the staff and management of CSE. In spite of the challenges presented by the economy, our leadership and staff, under the direction and leadership of President and CEO Bill Wittig, remains committed to the cooperative principles of the credit union movement. They work hard to make CSE your trusted financial partner. Thank you for your membership, your loyalty, and your commitment to excellence, and for being here at today's annual meeting. And if your wife's credit card or debit card gets stolen, please report it immediately.
Howard, you're always entertaining, and we appreciate that, you know. Kind of. The entertaining, or we appreciate it. I want to say thank you to our members who are here today for our 86th annual meeting. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us in celebrating another year of this credit union. I want to thank our board of directors and committee members for their guidance and dedication to our credit union and the many hours of volunteer service to make CSE the best credit union we can be. Thank you to all our board candidates who are willing to run in this year's election. If elected, I am sure and confident that each and every one of you will do a fantastic job. Now I'll just give you a couple quick snapshots of our year-end financials. Year-end assets were just over $380 million. Loans were over $246 million. And shares were over $335 million. Last year we did 8,799 loans for a total of over $94.4 million to members. We ended the year with 48,411 members. Our net worth was 10.46%. Despite a challenging economic year, CSE Federal Credit Union continued to invest in what's essential, our people and our technology. Our dedication to serving membership and communities has led to many opportunities throughout the year. Our success is a testament to the collective efforts of our members, employees, and our volunteer board of directors. Each of you has played a significant role in advancing the credit union and assisting our members in achieving their financial goals. CSE is poised for a year of growth and success, and I'm proud to be part of this journey with all of you. As far as CSE in the community, we've been very active last year with our 85th anniversary. We were named Ohio's #1 credit union for the 4th straight year by Forbes. Forbes has been doing this for 5 years, and when they actually sent us the letter or the email letting us know that we won for the 4th year, they said it's an unheard of, 4th year in a row. I think there's only a couple credit unions that have won it twice. So for us to have it 4 years in a row is a testament for everything that our members, our board, and our employees do for the credit union in our community. Newsweek came out with their best credit unions in America. They came out with a list of 250 credit unions throughout the United States. We also made that list. We worked with and gave back to over 50 nonprofits and community partners on various sponsorships and events totaling over $50,000, locally contributed and put back in the community to help these local partners. We entered into a 3-year agreement with the Pro Football Hall of Fame as one of the premier sponsors of the annual Historical Black College Classic Weekend and the Black College Football Hall of Fame events. Throughout 2023, we celebrated our 85th anniversary by paying it forward. We either donated $850, gave away 85 things, or we partnered with to achieve these things. Some of the partners that we achieved these with were Whole Latte Love Cafe. Great organization, great coffee too, and food. Domestic Violence Project, SARDA, Altman Timken Cancer Center, Canton for All People, and there were many more. We're also in the final steps of adding 15 local nonprofits to our More Rewards program, so members can redeem credit and debit card points as charitable donations to one of these nonprofits. We've also had some changes in their financial counseling. Reggie Lowe retired last year, and Justin Frazier, where are you hiding? There you are, right in front.
He doesn't hide.
Yeah, he doesn't hide. Justin just became a certified financial counselor through CUNA. I can't say enough about Justin, and he knows that. He has been totally rocking it with our community outreach. He's our community outreach coordinator, and in the few months that he's been doing this, he's already provided education to over 300 people. That's fantastic. He's doing such a good job. In the next year or two, we're definitely going to need another Justin. Not to replace you, but to assist you. First of all, there's no replacement.
James Pye is looking.
We got two gentlemen that we give opportunities to go to different events, whether they be for advocating for credit unions with state legislators or federal legislators, or different conferences. Justin's one of them, and DeAndre Davis is another, and they're both like the mayors when they get out there. Everybody knows them. Me and Jeannie went to the Governmental Affairs Conference in DC, and you meet up with the Ohio contingents from there. We had one of the largest Ohio contingents ever there, 140, I think.
178.
178. People from Ohio credit unions were there, and DeAndre went as a crasher, meaning that they picked one person from each state that had to apply and fill out a survey, and he was chosen. So they were with a different group, all the younger people, and he knew every single person, and every single person knew him. And when you ran into a crasher, they said, "Oh, you work with DeAndre," So everybody knew him. But then when we met with Ohio people, they're like, everybody was asking, "Where's Justin?" So, and let me end, my part of this, by saying on March 26, CSE was granted a field of membership expansion. From now on, our field of membership is going to be persons who live, work, worship, or regularly conduct business in or attend school in, and businesses and other legal entities in Carroll County, Portage County, Tuscarawas County, and Summit County. Spouses of persons who died within the field membership of this credit union, employees of this credit union, volunteers in the communities, member of their immediate family or household and organizations of such persons. Again, for years we've been having people come in just from outside the county trying to become members, get loans because they know the value that we bring to the community. And we've been having to tell them no. So this gives us a great opportunity not only to help those people now, but to set this credit union up for great expansion over the next 5 decades at least. Thank you. And here's Denny Flechter, our treasurer, with the treasurer's report. Sorry, Denny.
That's all right. Thanks, Bill. Happy to give you the financial report for the year, and you can also find it in your packet. Wow. And look at it at your convenience. While 2023 did not end the type of financial growth that we've become accustomed to, it was still a very solid year financially for CSE. Here's a quick rundown of our finances. In 2023, CSE's financials were relatively flat. While it may seem startling, many credit unions and financial institutions in general, were not as fortunate to weather a tough economy the way in which we did. Loan growth and capitalizing on opportunities granted to us as a CDFI fueled our growth. Annualized loan growth was 4.4%, while our status as a certified development financial institution has allowed us to tap into resources from the CDFI fund to help stabilize the credit union's capital ratio. While we have grown in key areas, our solutions department worked diligently to keep asset quality high, keeping delinquency and our overall expenses under control, combined with our positive loan growth, allowed CSE to post a net income in 2023 of just under $2.5 million. While loan growth outpacing our asset growth, it allowed us to significantly add to our capital ratio, ending the year at 10.49%. Having a healthy capital ratio is key to sustaining growth, investing in new products and services, and be able to serve our membership efficiently. Looking at the balance sheet, CSE ended 2023 just over $380 million in total assets. Overall, CSE continues to remain well capitalized, financially strong and stable, and is well positioned to continue to grow and serve our community's financial needs with high quality, affordable banking products and services. If you have any other questions, please see Ryan, financial guy, and he can give you more details. Thank you very much.
Sorry, Howard, we didn't make the 11:40 time, but although this is really pretty much the end of it, we've got a couple more things to do. The Supervisory Committee of CSE Federal Credit Union meets quarterly to fulfill its role of ensuring that members' accounts are properly maintained and reported, that a system of internal controls is in place and effectively functioning, and that an annual audit of the books and records of the credit union is carried out and reported any deficiencies and are properly addressed timely if there are any. To carry out these roles, the Supervisory Committee has retained an independent accounting firm of Lilly & Company. In addition to the annual audit and verification of member deposits, the credit union has its own internal audit department. This department performs regular internal control and regulatory compliance reviews and reports the results to the Supervisory Committee. As the credit union continues to grow and as financial service delivery methods evolve to meet changing member demands and expectations, our internal control and internal audit efforts increase to keep pace with the complexity of our operation. This year, I am very pleased to announce that the report of the annual audit and verification of member share account balances was successful, and in an unqualified or clean opinion was issued. The accounting firm stated in their opinion letter that the financial statement of CSE as of June 30th, 2023, present fairly in all material respects the financial position of CSE Federal Credit Union. I would like to thank the Supervisory Committee led by Chairman Tom Snyder and the committee members Ryan Clausen, Adam Fisher, Rico Jackson, and Courtney Wheeler for their service. At this time, we don't have any old business to go through. Is there any new business that anybody wants to bring up? Okay, there's no new business at this time. We do have the election results, and the 4 candidates that were elected for the next 3 years are Brenda Lyon, Rico Jackson, Howard Taylor, and David Cushing.